So, Julian says he's ready for the next one. Let's see who it's going to be. Good luck, Julian. Says Chronosphere. I don't think he needs it. I think he's pretty bloody good already. Red Ted says gulp. Witsy says lol. So, yes, Ped says UV and JG are recording commentary for the videos over Skype, which makes sense. So they'll be on UV's channel tomorrow or the next day. And all the videos will hopefully be up, says Ped. So that's cool. So we've got coverage today live. Well, just me saying stuff. And tomorrow, in theory, over on Unstable Voltage channel, you'll be able to see with Julian Gollop's tears as he bit it super hard in the previous game. So that's cool. I'm also recording, so this particular record of things will be up on the internet as well at some stage. So yeah, we got it from all angles, everybody. Don't worry, we got you covered. So who's next? Red Ted Redemption? Is it Ted? It's Ted, yes, Red Ted. So let's go spectate game. And let's see. Do we have a game? Do we have a game? Wallop 3. Let's spectate that. Alright, Julian and Red Ted are in. Red Ted has a Staff of Flying, so he gets Eagles. He's got decent attack and defense, and agility, kind of naff magic resistance, and he's moved out north. Julian has the Staff of Flying, so Eagles as well. He's got great magic resistance and agility, and poor attack. Red Ted pulled out Sword. Red Ted says, best of luck, many thanks for the already great game. Nice. So Julian encounters with zombie. Of course Red Ted can kill the zombie with the sword. His attack is now 14 because of the sword. The swords are very strong. Did they even get buffed in the last one, or is that just him combining his natural attack with the sword? Probably it was that. What's the deal? Doesn't say, does it? Yep. Okay, so Julian's taken a bit of cover, and Red Ted, wonder what he'll pull out. So he could be looking at burning things, could be considering... Oh, he got Rat Pack, right? Okay, great. Now, I don't think we're aware of the hats that they're wearing yet. Nothing's been triggered, so it could be Have Death or Truth or whatever, but nobody, I think, has been given any extra mana for the... for hat effects yet. So, Julian's out south. He's got an eagle. Makes sense, because as the stuff flying, it means he can ensure that an eagle will definitely come out for less mana cost. So maybe he boosted it and just got it without any worries. Of course, he could easily have made an illusion, because Ted will know from what you can see of Julian that an eagle is pretty easy for him to make. So you've still got that illusion game going on there, but it's risky. A lot of lions I've seen have been fakes recently. I don't know if that's going to change, but... So going aggressive with the rats, which kind of makes sense. And the zombie's a bit out of it at this stage in the game. So I'm not sure I'm familiar with Red Ted as a player, so I don't really know his style, if it's even a dude, although Ted probably. Ooh, Eagle's gone in, got some high ground. Is that very high ground? I think it is, so it's not the intermediate step, which means these can't hit him. And it means he's got a swoop potential on Ted. We've seen swoops take wizards out quite easily. That's very good positioning from Julian. Ted's going to have to respond to that. And Julian's following up with a zombie, which is really good. So 2 zombies, great rat defense. In close quarters especially, I would push them up to close these gaps, and these rats are going to have to move around, which would give Julian time to get other things. So those rats are pulling back now. Potentially the rats could pull back and block the eagle from doing a swoop on Ted, which looks like actually what he's going to do. Kind of smart. But can he... No, I thought maybe that would be in range, but no. Still 60% swoops and rats, not really worth it to trade the eagle. 43 on a lion. It's a decent chance, you could go for it. Don't know. He tried to do a triple magic attack justice, but it didn't work. And didn't he get a mana boost from failure? So he's got the hat of failure, is that right? So that will help. Alright, so Julian's moving up with the zombies, makes sense. They're forming kind of a flank. Red Ted does not really have anything against him. He's got his sword, but that means he has to get stuck in himself. At the moment he's kind of boxed in because of this really good eagle positioning. Julian's pressing the advantage as a result. Ted can cast over here and here. If he has something that can get rid of this or these, that would be good for him. He did try to do that magic attack, didn't work out unfortunately for him. But what would be good? Julian, if I was in his position, I think I would burn stuff and get all those eagles, because then you can get up here and around and really harass these guys, because for a swoop 60% is great, and then you open up a hole, Red Ted won't have enough to deal with him. But what's he gone for? He's gone for a vampire. That's really good as well. None of these units can deal with a vampire. He can go in and harass them as much as he wants. Ted won't be able to hit him with the sword unless he gets close, at which point he can get swooped. So this is looking like a Julian's game, but you know, we said that before, we said that last round, and it didn't go that way. But I think he's got more in his favour at the moment. So Julian has the death hat, and Red Ted took out the eagle that was pressuring him with magic spell. What this means is he can now expand out a little bit with his rats and lion, but to be honest, what can he do with them? Not a single one of them can actually kill any of his units. So it's a difficult balance for Ted. Looks like the client restarted, but you know, there's a lot of people on it. I don't know how much network load it can deal with. Ped's on it, so don't worry everybody. I think it's oh, that's a good move. I think it's only there for making sure that the scoring is accounted for properly, and you know, if all else fails we can put that in manually, I think, but it is a bit irritating for him. Anyway, that's an aside. What's going on in the match is Julian's really going for the undead. I think he has the feeling that they are slow units. I may have mixed it up. I think he's got enough undead now. But he has kind of... One thing is that Red Ted hasn't really gotten anything to deal with undead, so in a way Julian's strategy is pretty solid, because he's yet to pull something else out that's going to actually do the business. The only problem is obviously zombies are slow. What he could do is send one of those zombies out wide, have one in the middle, one on each flank, and the vampire threatening from above, and Ted really won't have anything he can do. If Julian then spends mana on eagles, he can harass with them. He's got a lot of options. Ted's going to have to do something and change it up quick, because at the moment it looks like he's going to be smothered by his own units. Okay. Let me see if I can... Yeah. Okay, so he's backed off to the north, and he's got kind of a front line there out of rats. Vampire can't move in, so in a way this is quite effective to stop the vampire from being able to move in, although of course it can go in and kill anything it wants. That said, Red Ted, if he has subversion, could be very good. He summoned a goblin, still can't kill any of Julian's units with that. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe he's going for... What is he going for? I don't know what he's going for. This is interesting. I feel Julian can afford to be more aggressive here. I would definitely move up with every zombie. Oh, he's gone for the lion. Good shot. And he gets points for death. So, yep, zombies moving in. Just making sure there's inaccessible points and spreading out with them. All the action, unless those zombies go, is going to happen in this side of the field now. It's definitely looking like a Julian win. What can I say? Let's see what he pulls out. I would walk up as he's done. What's he going to get though? A mount might be interesting. A fast unit, something that's going to make a lot of kills because he's got the hat of death. So that makes sense. I would definitely go for fast moving units at this point. It's going to help a lot. That vampire, while powerful, may need support because Ted can, depending on what he has in his hand, can probably deal with it by himself. But if he's pressured, he may have a lot of trouble. And with these zombies gradually moving up, he's going to have a lot of trouble. What's he put out? Oh, nice. More undead. What is going on with Julian and undead? He loves it. He loves it. He can't get enough. So that's a really strong unit, and hopefully he can charge up with that. That said, there's no easy route for it to charge up with those zombies in the way, so in a way that's a little tricky. I suppose the zombie can... you see what I mean? The vampire's hanging out by itself, and Ted was given the opportunity to bolt it without any repercussions. There's nothing in range to counter, so that vampire is now gone. That said, that is a bolt spent. There's one less bolt that can go into Julian's face. Okie dokie. So he's going wide with the rats. It's actually gone kind of aggressive now. That's something he wouldn't have been able to do if the vampire was still around. One thing that's good about the rats versus zombies is they can move faster than them, so they can get around them quite easily. But there are natural choke points in the map. So this is a really nice formation. That's smart. That's really smart. So he's gone for the wizard. He's in range. There's nothing that can really stop him at this point. So as long as he doesn't do anything silly with one of these rats and get killed, he should be okay. Okay, he's kind of baiting out one of the rats here doing that. If he's confident that it won't kill him, fine, but I wouldn't have even taken that risk. Unless, of course, he has a spell he can put that's here. A blob over here, something. Interesting. Vines would work really nicely. But yeah, if Ted doesn't get him in this round, that's cool. I wouldn't have put it there. Maybe it gets a free shot on Ted. Maybe Ted's got. Is this rat? Does this rat not have the chance to go past? That's unlucky. So I guess it gets engaged. Rat can't get past the zombie. But was that a guaranteed can't get past the zombie, or was that just lucky? The zombie has no agility. Whereas the rat has huge agility. So, did he know that? Is there some mechanic I don't know that's going on here? Very puzzling. Alright, so blobs have come out. That's helpful, but it's not going to win it. We've still got this unit here. No worries, says, I think Julian got some super juice on his 5-minute break. What's super juice, I ask. We'll see. Red Ted is no longer paralysed. It's the turn of Julian. So I think he's got, 50% chance on Ted. It would have been even better if he was still paralysed, but 50%, I would take that right now. End the game. And that's it. Boom, boom. Oh, Julian, you've got to do something about that sound. It was a good game. But yeah, Ted didn't really deploy the right things, I think, in that instance. He didn't counter the undead. He kind of let himself get a little open. Julian could have been a bit more aggressive in places and a bit more careful with the vampire, but in the end, made the right call. And Ted is dead, baby. Ted is dead. Alright, it's 2 to Julian, 1 to the humans. Not that Julian's not a human, but you know, we're mere mortals. So let's leave the game. Good stuff. I wonder who's next. Ted says he had nothing to fight the undead with, so it wasn't so much he didn't know what he was doing, it's more that he just didn't have the hand for the job. Now, with all those zombies out there, I would have just outrun them. That's the thing to fight them. Blob, that fights undead. He had the bolt, he hit the vampire. What he needed was some counter, something that could go around the undead and go straight for Julian's wizard. But, decent game, a lot of fun. Who's been chosen? We don't know. We will find out. It's one of the above. Wasn't me, certainly. Rafi. Oh, cool. Rafi Romero. Nice. And we've got a game to spectate. So, not Wallop 3, possibly Wallop 4 if it shows up. Win your own tea backs. Because Rafi's running the Rafi teacup, the Romero teacup tournament where the winner gets some gourmet tea from Rafi. That's excellent. That's such a good chant. Okay, let's. I don't know if I just sit there and it will show up if this updates, or I need to keep refreshing. There's no refresh button. I don't know. We'll find out soon, I'm sure, and then we'll watch it. Okay. Do. And what happened? I'm sure it'll show up soon. There it is. Gollop Wallop number 4. Spectate the game. And we're in. Rafi's turn. He's got good attack, agility, rubbish resistance, okay defense, and standard movement. Julian's got better magic defense, very strong regular defense. He's got Stealth of Undead for Skeleton Squad, and Goblin Horde Stealth of Chaos Rafi. We'll find out what their hats are, hopefully. And excuse me for a moment while I get a tissue. How does this fucking work? What? Ah, right. It's upside down. Yes, engaged. That was the rat. Okay. Rafi made a move, I think. Let me check. Play, back, step. So yeah, Rafi has moved. And that's all that's happened so far. I guess he's been reading. Figuring out what is the smartest thing for him to do. And he's pulled an eagle out. It's decent, especially on this map with this lump in the middle. Very good positions for eagles to get to. It means Julian's either going to have to take the middle, or back off and get into a defensive stance. So just the act of moving up and casting eagle. Now Julian gets 5 mana points for truth. Is that because the eagle was fake? So he's got the Hat of Truth. That's a very useful information for Rafi. Means he should avoid illusions for the rest of the game. Oh no! The Hat of Harmony. I think Rafi's got this. If he just counters Julian's spells, he's just going to get tons of mana every turn. The Hat of Neutrality, or what the fuck it is so deadly in 2-player because you just counter them. You just go, oh, what have I got? No, this. You just keep the balance even, and Julian's going to have a lot of trouble now with this equipment setup. Okay. So, I would pull out a goblin or something like that, some weak chaos unit at this point. Makes sense, I think. Skeleton. Perfect. And the balance is pretty good. Julian should just ignore probably the neutrality game unless he's got something that can really push it, and instead work on just try and keep Raffi's units down, dead. He went for a goblin, that failed. That's really an unlucky opening for Raffi. For Julian. Raffi's doing great. He's got 8 mana for the neutral cosmic balance. This is going to be a really tough round for Julian. What is a good counter for that? It's a difficult one to think. So what's his mega spell again? Goblin Horde, not very good. Julian's is Skeleton Squad. I guess, I don't know, and you can guarantee you're not going to get a strong Chaos or Law balance, not if Raffi has something to say about it, which means you can't even bias it towards these more difficult spells. I suppose he could invest greatly in like a dragon or something, and just hope that Raffi can't take it out and just keep his units down, but he's just going to have so much mana, that's going to be really difficult. Yeah, it's going to be tough. This is one of the things is that I think the balance needs a little work, because you can just start off with this difficult hat that Julian has, which works very well in 4-player, and you've got this difficult, you've got this really great 2-player hat that Raffi has, and it's going to be so tough to come back from this position, and with that consistent disadvantage he's going to have. Like Raffi now knows he shouldn't feint things, for example, and he doesn't need to, because he's got so much mana he can just boost everything and just cast it as real. So Julian won't be getting any hat bonuses, and every turn Raffi gets 8-7 mana points for free. So yeah, really a little bit difficult for him. We'll see how it goes. So desperate times, desperate measures, I think. Not sure what though. A skeleton squad would be kind of cool. You'd have to burn loads of stuff to get it though. You could wait in and get kills with your wizard. I believe you get rewarded quite well for that. You haven't really got the attack for it, but if you have a magic sword, that could be great. And then rush the skeleton down and just hope you win in the trade. Use the mana points for good after that. This is going to be a tough round. Could well be that it ends up being 2-2. We'll see how it goes. Shadow Wood makes sense. Gives yourself some breathing room and pushes chaos. So Raffi is now going to have to pull out more things. He got the tree kill straight away, which is quite lucky. And rats, will they go in? Because the trees will make probably short work of the rats, I would have thought. They got a very good chance of killing. But you could do a rat rush, but even then, it will probably be somewhat ineffective. So Shadowwood's a good counter to the rats, actually. So that was probably the best move Julian could have done in that situation. What we got? A little hopping sound. What was it? Yeah, a bunch of rat motion. So the rats have moved up and they're creating kind of a perimeter, which makes sense. That's quite a smart thing to do as well. It means anything Julian sends out is going to get a bunch of rats. They're not going to be very useful up here, of course, so I'm not sure if that was particularly the right thing to do, especially that they're going to be getting in the way of this elf. But in a way, that's a very quick way of them getting over here, supporting the skeleton. The elf's going to come up to this edge and start shooting over. It's going to have a really nice commanding position. Yeah, I think, unless he does something stupid, this is Raffi's game. Wonder what Julian's got in his pocket that can help with this. It may be a good idea to, as I've said before, burn stuff, try and get those skeletons, because once you get rid of this one, none of these can do anything about the skeletons, and Raffi will have to change his tack. If you tuck yourself back in this corner and do that, it's entirely possible. Beyond that, what else? Can you blob? Is there a good blobbing opportunity? Get over here, blob here, spreads to those three. You'd have a great blob. Undead. Nice. Okay, so Julian invested in an undead. It's going to outrun the skeleton. That's a very good move. That's a really good move. I still think Raffi may have a shot next turn. I don't know, or this turn. If this gets out of the way, this moves here. Does the tree block it? Line of sight is still a little bit like at this stage. Tejo notes Julian likes hellhounds. It seems. I think because he knows their power and value. Also, people are not used to fighting them. So in a way, because he's been making it recently and been working on the mechanics, and people have only been looking at it for a week, in a way he probably has a better feel for it than anyone else at this stage. Its ranged attack is deadly, really, really powerful. It's not even that it kills, it's just that it's such a great disabling device. You forget about it, you go, oh, it moves 3, it attacks, and it has a ranged attack. That can easily charge up and do some damage, but the worry is, of course, a blob, subversion, bolt, but it is one of the best things he can have out there regardless. So, still waiting for Raffi's answer on this one. Time's running out. Maybe he's burning cards. I think he was hoping for access to the back there. Would have been very good for him. Julian would have definitely to have had to have responded to that. Subverts will be more interesting with the advent of magic power in lieu of magic resistance. So it's no worries saying that magic power, so magic's going to be split up into attack and defense, just like attack and defense is on fighting. Is that the implication? I have not heard or read anything about this at all, so anyone in stream that you know about this, please tell me, because I'd love to know. Okay, Raffi got a bow, which is going to be good against undead, and that's a smart move, and he's playing solidly. Julian's kind of getting bogged down in the forest a bit, but at the moment there doesn't seem to be an opportunity for either party to really deal a damaging blow, I think. So, what's Julian going to do? Oh, okay, nice. So he's disabled the elf, and that's going to need to pass a magic resistance test in order to thaw. That said, they have very good magic resistance, so likely he will. Julian now has a chance to do some magic on the skeleton quite easily. He can move around here without too much worry. Mikkel is in the chat, so there's things happening. How's everyone? Oh, I'm doing good, Mikkel. How are you? Raffi says in the game chat, oh, good luck and have fun. Totally forgot to say hi or anything. Starstruck. Oh, that's sweet. And as far as points go, they've both got 17 points. So if the game ended now, it would be a draw. And now not. So Julian's got a mount. That's good security. Interesting that he's not trying to drive the balance away. He seems to be less worried about the hat effect than perhaps other players. But again, you know, if he moves the balance one way, Raffi can probably just move it back. Okay. So, Raffi's options. I would move the rat out of the way if it's even possible and it's not engaged, and I would hit the hellhound with the skeleton. I think I would do my best to do that. Or I'd move up with my wizard and try and hit the hellhound with my bow if there's angle. I guess not. With the rats in the way, stopping the hellhound. But then, of course, the hellhound has its projectile as well, so that's probably not the smartest thing. Vampire, very good counter to the hellhound, assuming that it doesn't get frozen. We've seen it get frozen before. And it looks like he's going for the skeleton, and it worked! Oh dear. So now suddenly... no, the balance was never really in Julian's favour anyway, so now it's looking very much like Julian and the elephant in the forest kind of running out of options. Raffi's got a strong mixed army. If the elf thaws, it can move up and command this entire area, and it's no longer paralysed, which is great. Interesting that it thaws on at the end of the turn. That's good because it gives Julian a chance to react, knowing for certain whether it thawed or not, rather than say walking up and then it thaws and then Raffi gets a shot. That would have been bad, so it's good that it's set up that way. Mikkel says, I had no idea they'd come this far in the development. Been a while since I saw Chaos. Yeah. There was a big period where it was like, okay, stuff's going on behind the scenes, and suddenly with 0.18 we started getting really big changes and new stuff, and it's been great. It's shaping up really nicely. Couldn't be happier. Ped209 says, UV, could you badger Julian for some exclusive insights into the next version release? Alright. Rats versus elephants. I'm sure there's a joke there. Okay, so the skeleton has taken out Julian's mount. The pressure's really on now. The vampire's been blobbed, as has the archer, the elf. The elf is in mortal danger, though the vampire's just inconvenienced. These rats are taking little shots at the trees, and why not? And trying to free through the blob, but it didn't work out. Raffi's still got to move. He could get to shooting position, but there's no point in risking it. He should stay back and cast just another unit, in my opinion. Yes, Mikkel, indeed. There surely is a joke in Rats vs Elephants. That would be kind of a fun buff. The elephants don't like moving nearer to rats or something like that. I don't know. But also kind of would probably break the game. So, yeah. What's Raffi going to do with his last move? That's the question. He can't shoot the blob from where he is, can he? I don't think he can. Can he use a spell to free up one of the blob things? Because if he could free up the... Oh no, he's gone for a lion. Decent. It's very fast. If that rat gets out of the way, the lion will have a shot at Julian. It's entirely possible. I mean, Julian's biggest worry is probably that skeleton right now. He should definitely use the trees to get rid of the rats. Do something to the skeleton. Magic or something, I don't know. Oh, he did use the arrow to free up the blob. Does that mean that the... did he not have a shot? No, there's no line of sight for the archer. So it made sense to try and free up the vampire. Unfortunately, it didn't work. So that kind of ends the turn. You can take a shot at the tree, and the blob has grown sort of no longer free. Okay. So take out the rats, I think, would be a good opener. Oh. So the other tree should take another shot. Damn! There's that rat again. What to do at this point? So he must have been engaged. At least the rat's gone. Now if he doesn't have some magic for this skeleton, he's in real trouble. That said, does he have the... He's got decent defense, so he may well just survive. It's only 30% to hit. It's still scary, 30%. You don't really want to face it, but better than full wizard stats. So what can he do? He could step blob if he is not engaged. He can only move one. So I'm still really not sure about the mechanics for walking past stuff. Does that mean you can only walk one pace when you're right next to something? You can't walk around it? It'd be good to know that for certain. See you later, no worries. What just happened? I missed it. So, Julian took it out. Tested the lion. The blob killed the elf. And it's Raffi getting points for the balance, which is starting to become unbalanced. It's taking a hit. The vampire's free. Missed Julian. It's nuts. Julian's in some real mortal danger here, but Raffi just can't find the kill yet. So when spectating, you actually interact with the board and bring up info. That's pretty unique. Or is this non-real time? This is real time, but I can switch into playback mode and then go back at the moves previously, Mikkel. And you can go and look at the stats of stuff as well. It's good because that way you can properly look at things and not worry that you're missing stuff. I love the little lo-fi vampire model. What are they called? Looks like Mega Man, or well, I suppose that looks more like Proto Man. What's Raffi gonna do? What's the follow-up? Rat could take a shot at a tree. I would probably hit this tree. Why not? What have we got here? Now you haven't really got the range, although you can fight your way through this blob. Blob's moved over to here. It's Julian's turn. Gotta worry. This tree may as well take a shot at that rat. It's just like too bad. Okay. Now Julian, do you have anything? A blob to go here, a bolt to kill this. Anything? It's a really dire situation. Yes. Probably can't even move. I mean, the agility of a skeleton's 7. Vampire 6. And Julian... Oh, he could move. Cool. Still really not... Okay, so he stepped away and bolted. So he's going to have to eat another skeleton shot. But he's surviving. I mean, must be quite frustrating for Rafi at this point. I would move up with the line, for sure. Move up with the line, take a shot at this tree? Or that tree, one of them. Move along with the dwarf. No, maybe... Oh, the elf got killed, didn't it? Yeah. Julian had to use a bolt. I don't know how many more bolts he will have in his hand. And yeah, Rafi does have kind of the luxury of time, but he is losing units a bit. I think he wants to get rid of this forest and just open something up. That said, it will give Julian time to deal with things. Or just rush down. Eventually persistence is going to work. So the line's gone one step. That's interesting. Kind of makes sense because that means next turn it can run up, hit Julian unless Julian moves. So he's setting up for the next turn. He doesn't want to give the tree an opportunity to hit him. Still the XCOM sounds I see, says Mikkel. Yes, indeed. We're still waiting for, I guess, a sound designer to be hired. Sorry, sound designer, if you already were hired. Awkward. Yeah. All those sounds you know and love. So, Romero's turn is running down. And we are... Yep, we're getting to the end of it. And he's pulled out a spider. Spider's good. Spider's a good move at this point. If he ties up Julian with that, and he'll have a little bit more luxury, a little bit more time to take shots. That said, there's not really the space for a spider. Now the rat's kind of moving out. I don't know why. Taking a shot at the blob? No? That blob growth is quite aggressive. But it started to kind of peter out in the middle there. It's captured the dwarf. That's not a huge deal. The dwarf wasn't really doing anything. Julian should probably... has he got anything against undead? If he does, he should use it and then run away because of that lion. I don't know what else he can do, really. He is in a sticky situation. He bolted the skeleton, so obviously was like, okay, there's nothing else cheap that I can do or reliable that I can do against a skeleton. I'm going to use one of my bolts. I suspect that was probably his last bolt. And he's gone and managed to disbelieve the dwarf, was it? I think that's what it was. So he bolted... He walked. Oh no, the blob killed the fake dwarf. I don't think Rafi should have used the fake dwarf. He should have seen that the fake things give Julian mana points and just not bothered. I mean, dwarfs are very likely to come out anyway. Real Blackleaf says Laser Squad was a worthy follow-up. Andrew and I played a little bit of Laser Squad. We found the interface very difficult, so we're hoping that if Julian does do an update of it, he'll put in some of this great interface stuff that he's learnt in the meantime and make it a bit easier to play. I mean, maybe it's just the fact that it was of its time, but yeah, we found it quite hard to pick up. But squad tactics stuff, I want more of those. So yeah, once this is over, Julian, Laser Squad. Also, Terror from the Deep remake. Okay, so what's Rafi up to? He's kind of letting Julian get away a little bit. Over here we've got this rat. He's probably going to lose against this tree. The spider maybe get hit by this tree. We've now got no undead units. Needs to put more pressure on, really. Julian's kind of used his forest to great effect. Has been somewhat lucky. 2 spiders now, come on. I think you can do this. Instantly blobbed. That is so unlucky. It's kind of funny though. And the rat's dead. So, take a shot. Spider's dead. Suddenly it's just Julian versus a lion. I mean, this is a bit of a pain. Must be frustrating Rafi no end. Julian must be feeling pretty good about having turned it around. Once again, Julian using stage effect to amazing effect. Xenonauts is decent, says Real Blackleaf. Xenonauts is decent. Xenonauts is awesome. Really, really impressed by what Chris England did with that game. Didn't hear about any updates from it for ages, and then suddenly the game comes out, and it's really impressive. Andrew's been having a ton of fun with that. It's up to episode 60 or something. Really good, really good. I bought that and couldn't like it at first. Maybe I'll give it another go. I think you should. Give it a chance. Something that's really nice is the writing for the science reports. Like, it's a lot more... Like, there's character to the people on the base, which is really nice. It's particularly a science officer. Really fun. Okay, so what's happened in this last turn? Let's go back, and let's just play it back. Step. The lion pulled back. Took a shot at the blob. Rafi took a shot at the blob. And that's it. That's where we're up to. Julian's got a zombie, which is great. Really good for him. He can... I mean, it's going to take a long time, but he could fight his way over there. We're at turn 11, actually. I'm not sure if Rafi wants to stay away from the zombie. He probably never needs to interact with it at all. Cast Vengeance on Julian. Kind of a move of frustration at this point, it seems. I would have cast it on the zombie. Although I have an arrow. He has an arrow, rather. Mikhail says, I loved Xenonauts. I recorded the final mission today. Only to discover that my mic was muted for the entire hour. That's why streaming's good. People just tell you if your mic's wrong. That sucks, Mikhail. Oh, that's too bad. Can you go back? Or did you overwrite your save? Okay. Ped recommends getting that bow working on the trees and blobs. I agree. I think that would be good. Warto says he's got to go. He says good luck to everybody. Goodbye, Warto. And Mikhail says yes, he can get back. That's good. Alright. So the lion takes a shot at the blob. He's spending a lot of time on this blob, and it's just... It's killing me. There's really not much going on here. This is a bit of a stalemate at the moment. Although that zombie is going to steadily move up to Rafi. I feel that probably during this point in the game, they would probably have burned through some cards, and now they're looking at almost nothing remaining. Julian's quite happy to sit this one out, and Rafi's doing disbelief tests and things. It's not really working out for him. Kind of blunted his attack a little bit there. And there goes Julian's blob. Blocking off the top route, but that doesn't necessarily cause him too much trouble. It's not like he was going to do a rush down, I think. These two had a 35-minute game last time, says Ped. Oh, really? So they both have kind of a conservative playstyle. I feel like Rafi should have been more aggressive early on, but now we're down to some kind of somewhat feeble units fighting it out. That lion would be great against Julian, but it has to run that gauntlet of trees. Rafi should clear it with the bow, I think. That said, Julian has very strong defense on his wizard. It's kind of a difficult thing to deal with. And what's Rafi got? He's got good attack if he could get in close. Julian's moving up. Possibly feeling confident? I don't know. And an eagle. Ooh, nice one to hold out for. Now, I notice we've not seen any mega spells this round. Oh, that's lion. Rafi could get goblins, and Julian could get skeletons. Probably they've been spending their mana on guaranteed spells early on. So it could be that's what's going on at the moment, which is too bad. Because I think a mega spell right now would really change the balance of the game. We're kind of getting to that sort of petering out endgame where no one has anything and no one's willing to advance, which can sometimes happen, especially when you've got shadow woods and blobs and things in play, and you're out of options. But you know, if Raffi doesn't do something, he's going to get an eagle to the face. Not sure I would have done that, because I think you can now. I think Julian can put his eagle here, although the lion still has the moves to get up there actually. But if the eagle survives, there's a swoop, but I suppose that's probably a bad idea. Put the eagle here, 1, 2, 3, had the zombie kill the lion. If the zombie gets the lion, you're in decent shape. Oh, a giant! Long time since I've seen a giant in play. Giants are damn good. Let's have a look at them. Really good defense, really good attack, terrible agility, and crap magic resistance, but there's not really much magic going on at this stage, so good time for a giant to come out. A bit like the rook in chess. So that can... Nothing against the zombie though is the thing. And if the giant's going to stay there, now the eagle can go up there without the... But of course if the giant gets out of the way, the lion can go up and kill the eagle, so it's not smart to move up there yet. Difficult. But interesting. What else is Julian going to do? Surely the zombie moves up. There's no reason not to. The giant is real. I think they're both just spitballing at this point. Mikhail says, so the different powers still decrease based on the balance of units summoned on the board. Kind of, yes. So you see that chaos plus 13% there. So overall, more chaos spells have been cast, which means if you want to cast some chaos thing, it will generally be buffed. Although I think they're pretty much out of magic now. So there's that as an issue. But yeah, that effect is still in there. Although with the introduction of the mana system, it's sort of taken over a lot of the focus from the illusion system, and also partially from the balance between chaos, law, and neutral. So let's see, Raffi's gone wide with this lion, hiding beneath this tree. What is he baiting in the zombie? Baiting up the eagle? No, there's still range to kill the eagle if it tries to go here. So that's probably not going to work. They really must be down to nothing. They're just testing everything now. Does mana regenerate? I'm asking because I was ignorant. It's okay, Mikhail. You get mana for different things. You get it for kills. You get it for do you get it for casting stuff? I think you do. You can burn cards to get it, although the effectiveness of that goes down over time. And you also have a hat, and depending on what hat it is, different effects will give you mana. So, for example, Raffi is wearing the hat of balance. So the closer the balance is to neutral, the more mana he gets every turn. Whereas with Julian, he's got the hat of truth, which means that if a illusion is destroyed, either by disbelieve or attack, he gets mana for that. And so different hats are better in different situations. The balance one is very good for 2-player PvP. The truth one is good, probably better in 4-player matches, or against people who like to do a lot of illusions. But I think the effectiveness of illusions has been dropped greatly in the recent updates. Maybe it will come back a little, but if you successfully disbelieve something, you can do another spell, including disbelieve. So you can, if you know a whole bunch of things are fake, you can just disbelieve all of them in one go. So it makes it kind of difficult. You can't now do disbelieve rushdowns anymore. Really, it's sort of possible, but it's kind of difficult. So Raffi, it's his turn, and we've got the giant in range of the eagle, or can it not get over there? It apparently can't. So it doesn't look like you can walk past enemy units anymore. It just seems like impossible, which is strange, but okay. It's kind of a pain actually in a little way. Giant will have a single-use ranged attack throwing its rock. Is that going to happen, or is that something? That's what UV says. Oh, that's cool. So potentially in the next version, Giant will be able to throw the rock. That would be nice if that's true. It's kind of cool. Real Black Leaf says, I've decided to make it into an FPS. Look forward to Chaos Reborn FPS Kickstarter. Subvert Zombie, let's turn this around. So, now is it possible? Yes, so now the giant can move forward and it hits, or swings rather, at the eagle. Now, if the eagle isn't engaged and it's much more agile than these units, it may have a chance to kill Raffi in this turn. I would take it at this point. 20%, kill Raffi, go here, take a shot. Yep. I can't believe it, you cheeky bastard. Amazing. You sneaky little cheeky bastard. That's really funny. Oof. Julian's done it. I can't believe it, 20%. You should not have let yourself get in that position. That was just a little too... Actually, I don't know. I probably would have gambled on 20%, but... That's what happens when you gamble. Eventually you lose. That was very impressive. Julian must be feeling pretty pleased with himself. Oh, man. Great game. Great game. I think it's time for a beer. I don't know. Let's find out if I'm actually playing in the next round. So I don't want to run off and get a beer if everyone's like, Cheeze, you're up. Witsy says aimbot. That's pretty funny. Oh, man. JG, don't give this man your address. The tea is just a ploy. Brutal. Yeah, that was funny. Who's next? I wonder. Budweiser o'clock for me as well, says Witsy. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna get my beer. The Real Black Leaf says, do we report people who decide to call their game the N-word? Oh no! Oh, I don't want to... Oh no! Embarrassing! On stream too. Oh. Who did that? Oh. Shonsky9, I think, if you're the host. You're the one who named it. Name and shame! Oh, Shonsky, you know that's not cool. Oh wait, no, maybe it's this guy. Probably this guy. I don't know. Maybe this guy. Oh god. That's terrible. But seriously, there should be like a kick ban system, possibly. I think that's kind of uncool. Generally don't give yourself a username like that. It's kind of a dick move. Kind of a dick move, guys. It's funny that it happened there, I've got to say. I kind of caught that on stream a little bit, guys. Oof. Oof, this is awkward. Oof. Well. So anyway, who's next? Enough of this stupid casual username racism. Let's play Chaos. I enjoy that more. Chaos confirmed better than racism. There are some charming people in this world, says Unstable Voltage. Yes, that's one way of putting it. Certainly one way of putting it. Oh dear, dear me. Oh dear. Actually pleasantly surprised by how little of that kind of thing I've seen. Well, Blackleaf, look forward to the full release. Because I bet there's going to be a shit ton of that. School holidays are over, says Unstable Voltage. He's surprised to see it. Let's not even have this conversation. Oh, please, God, someone play Chaos. Oh boy. Julian rightly says it is not acceptable. So presumably there'll be some, I don't know, something against it. Ugh. Anyway. This isn't a rap forum? Oh, Blackleaf. That's embarrassing. Don't say stuff like that. No. Oh, you shut up. Oh my god. Let's go back to chaos. Please. Please, let's start a game. Go for it, Julian. Hit the button. Mikhail says, whenever I find a racist, I tend to shut up and slowly find a way to slide away. Have you ever been mistaken for a crab in a crowd? Because I feel that you probably will end up having to slide away rather often. Oh, it's difficult. It's difficult. The internet. Why are you so good and also so bad? Julian says it should be Witsy. Witsy, your turn to go? Your turn to play? Says he can't see game ID. And Witsy, you gotta hide, mute the stream. Actually, no, it doesn't matter because I don't see anything that you. No, there's no secret information in the stream. Although I could give you advice, which may not be fair. Mikhail says I do share a likeness with Zoidberg. Why not Zoidberg? I see I'm hosting, says Witsy. So he has to set it up. Okay, cool. Okie dokie. Oh man, kids. Okay, so Witsy's just getting used to the tournament client. I think. JC is leaving. Good night, Jesus. Let's see. Games, do they exist? Yeah, you need to give ID and password, don't you? Well, I'm assuming Witsy knows this. Come on, guys. We can do this. So, there we go. Ah, much better. Mikhail says, Jeebus was here for realsies? Yeah, there's a somebody, a Chaos player whose username is Jesus Christ. Just straight up Jesus Christ. So, I guess it wasn't taken. But there you have it. Just post it here. Come on, Witsy. 856 monkey. That's the password. I'm a fan of single letter passwords, very hard to enter wrong, but whatever. So, back, spectate. Ah! When you're ready, anybody? Monkey! I guess that's the one. So let's join that. Cool. Julian Witsy. Witsy says good luck. And instantly has bad luck. Fails a goblin. Has a staff of dragons. Let's just check his stuff. Good agility and kind of good all-rounder. Quite good attack. Julian, also the same setup, I think. Has the Staff of Neutrality and Mega Bolt. Oh, I think Julian's got this round just based off of those initial stats. Oh, good luck though, Witsy. And he's gone for Rat Pack. Makes sense. Chuck out a neutral spell, see which way Witsy goes with it. It's a nice opener, especially on this map, where you can kind of close up certain paths just with the sheer flash that you can put out using rap spells. Angriel says, what's the score? It's 3-1 to Julian currently. Witsy fails a zombie. That's fucking hard luck. That's really bad. Oh no. I think this is going to be a really quick one. I don't think Witsy's going to be happy with this. Julian's doing all the right things at the moment. I would call another... Witsy says, wow, luck equals 0. They could turn around. There's any number of things you can take out those rats. Like a bow would be a really good move for Witsy if he's got access to it. He could just go wade in and attack. One thing is his attack is high enough that he can take out these rats with his wizard, and he gets a bonus for doing wizard kills. So if he wanted to clean up that way, it could give him a nice advantage. He'll want to probably do a law spell, push that away in that direction, and prevent Julian from having such an advantage in neutrality. 90% and 8% miss, that's pretty harsh. Shadow Wood. Pushing the balance towards chaos probably wouldn't have done that, but it is a really good way to stop the rats, so in that regard it's a very good move. Rats are going in anyway, they're going to take a chance at the trees. Obviously it's not going to work because the rats are very weak. I think one attack, they just spam really, that's the point of them. And the trees have defense of 7, so you've got a 1 in 8 chance of making a kill, 12%? Yeah, that's right. So Witsy's made the right call here to kind of cut his losses a little bit, regroup. Hopefully he can pull something out that's going to be hard for Julian to deal with, although as I say, Julian's going to be racking up the mana and he's going to have a Mega Bolt. Witsy though, with dragons as an opportunity, could be great. We'll see. Witsy's got the Hat of Time, so again that works out brilliantly with the tree setup. Julian's got the Hat of Death? What? Oh, wait, I thought he had neutrality. How does this work out? Oh, it's the Staff of Neutrality. Oh, cool, so yeah, the balance doesn't matter at all, it's just the Hat of Death. Okay, never mind everything I was saying before then. No, the Staff of Neutrality is just for getting the Mega Bolt, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, never mind. So Hat of Death. So instead, Witsy wants to avoid death and wait the clock out because he's going to get a lot of mana points in the later turns. Julian's just going to be wanting to get kills, even if it's rat. Whoa! Oh, that was really lucky. Great rat shot there. That's feels really bad for Witsy. We've gotten awful luck so far. Right. That's so harsh. Yeah, it's great seeing all these matches, getting the chance to see all these matches, because I can see how, you know, good level players are using the things available to them. So I know, you know, what's worth doing. Again, Julian's farming points, killing trees. So lucky with that rat. I would trade up all my stuff and just Mega Bolt Witsy at this point if I could, but I think Mega Bolt's probably quite expensive to burn towards. Is it a 70 mana? Maybe, possibly. Yeah. So Witsy's going to have to pull something out because while he has he had a better position when he had the unicorn, and now he's kind of stuck in his forest, a little bit pushed back. Nothing on his person, and Julian's just pulled out a spider. This could be a really quick round. I don't think he's going to get the opportunity to use the Hat of Time to his advantage, and he gave Julian 3 mana for killing that rat. Hat of Death is harsh. It's a very aggressive hat, as I say. That said, having the rat out of the picture is kind of helpful. If Witsy has a blob, that would be an excellent counter at this point. Maybe he's burning through cards now, I don't know. Ped says he thinks Mega Bolt is only 50, maybe 60. Well, in that case, Julian should definitely Mega Bolt Witsy for the win. I think that's what I would do. That's what I would do at this point. What was Witsy's? It's dragons, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe I'd pull out a dragon and just do my best to get a dragon out, but Julian's probably got something that's just going to do a one-shot on it. Oh, the spider could just So a Manticore failed. Ah, poor Witsy. I feel so bad for him. This is such a brutal round. That spider should go here, and it has done. Now this is a bug. I'm sure this is a bug. You get a death is triggered when the spider web goes on something. I don't think that should happen. And would it happen every turn as well? Because that would be a hilarious way of farming points. But surely he'd patch that out. I mean, he's seen it twice now, so he'll be making note of that. 70% of that Manticore burned a ton for him. Oh no, that's horrible, Witsy. So I'm getting inside info from Witsy saying he spent all his cards burning, getting a bonus on that Manticore, and it didn't come out. Oh, that's really harsh. Oh well, Julian's Manticore failed as well, so you know, chaos. So 3 mana a turn now, but I don't know how long this is going to go on. He needs to get rid of that spider. Any blobs? A centaur? Well, it's something, I suppose. What's the range? It's got a decent attack actually on the spider. It has a chance of killing it, and then he can put some pressure on Julian. Assuming the spider doesn't just outright kill the centaur. Oh, and it's got a great chance to do so. Julian got 3. So every time, oh man, it depends what is hit, but it gets a death mana for every time something gets webbed. That's overpowered and broken. I think that's gonna have to be patched next. Now Wits, oh my god, he's got nothing. He could put something up here, but it would have to be like flying for it to make some impact. Elf would be really good up here. Take some shots at Julian. I would say it's a bug. I think. This is fucking. Oh, this is horrible. I feel really bad. We can see Julian's just beasting. What do you got? You got any options at all? Oh man. Oh, this is horrible. We should have wished him good luck sooner. I think we missed the boat on that one. Oh man. Elf! That is exactly what you want there. Would have been better maybe earlier, but that is, you know, it can't hurt. I mean, probably the dragon will take it out with Julian, but you know, you got a chance at least. And this is free, so at least he has to spend time dealing with it. I think the spider will probably kill it outright. I would have thought. Now, is that percentage for webbing or killing? Let's find out. The attack is 2, the web attack is 7. I think that's the web chance. And Julian's just farming this, cheeky man. That's very funny. Be hilarious if that was what enabled him to use Mega Bolt. Oh yes, the elf dodged. Julian, you can't move up now. And the elf has a shot, albeit a terrible one, on the dragon. Of course, he has a decent shot on the spider. Well, I don't know, dream big at this point. Probably try and take out the dragon. Julian's got time to try real casts of whatever he wants. And Witsy, by kind of laming it out, is getting more mana. But he cannot cast anything because he has no room to cast anything. He can take a shot at the web, is that right? But it didn't work. And so he's stuck. He's got to end turn. Nothing else he can do except... There's nothing else he can do, I don't think. Of course, disbelief makes sense. You're out of options as far as I know. So Julian's turn, and the webbing is still on. So it makes sense to get rid of the elf. That's the biggest impediment. Elf's gone. He moves up. That's really dangerous. Spider should take a shot at the centaur. Or should it? Because that would give... No, Spider should just stay put because that way Witsy really can't cast anything unless he has like some kind of bolt. Which I would obviously use on the dragon, but you know, who knows what's he got. Julian's getting magic bow, really nice, safe thing to get. Makes a lot of sense, and I would, do what he's doing, start shooting the trees. Spider, I would just wait. End turn. It's the smartest move, I think. Not a bug, it's an arachnid, says the real black leaf. That's pretty funny. So Witsy's getting some mana, finally, for turn 9, but it's not going to do the trick. Oh, he failed a bolt on the dragon. Oh god, this is horrible. What was the magic defense of that dragon? Okay, it's 14. It wasn't likely it was going to work. What is the magic attack on a bolt? Is it like 10? Something like that? Either way, that's horribly disappointing. I feel really bad. Oh man. Rafi says you can subvert trees. It is hilarious. I have subverted a tree once to great effect, actually. Poor Ritzy, that is harsh. Harsh. That was really, really painful. Really painful. Sorry, Ritzy. Nothing works for you. You did what you could with what you had. I don't think you made any wrong calls, just really terrible luck. Maybe 70% mad core is not something to bet the farm on, but that was just horrible. That was horrible. Great game to watch though, and well played, and you're a great sportsman. Oh, no worry, we'll see. So Gunksack says we need to even things out, so we're hoping to beat Julian, who's up 4-1 at the moment. The only person who's beaten him was, who was it? Can't remember. Was it Kangaroo or Rafi? No, I can't remember. Anyway, somebody did. Julian was at this score last time, then it turned it around. Oh, interesting. So we lined up for 3 losses on Julian's part. Well, I tell you what, if I play next, that's certainly not going to work. Although I do feel like I'm getting more of an idea of what's going on in this game, which is great. And hopefully all of you are as well. Ped209 says, Witsy, remember to submit your scores. So just put that in. Julian's looking for the next match. Doesn't look like he's found me. So it'll be someone else. Oh, he's dropped. Who's in the match with him? I don't know. He says Fascine. Or Fascin? I don't know how to pronounce it. Fascin Tack. Okie dokie. Austin is off for the night. So good night, Austin. And Fascin's going to have a go. Let's see what's up. Oh boy. Alright, so here we are. And what round is it? So I guess we're waiting for Fassin to set the game up. I've got 1 minute turns. Oof. Same as last time. Were these meant to be 1 minute turns? I'm not sure about that. I would give 2 minutes. I don't know. I have trouble specifying the scores too. I assumed it was my mouse. I think the interface is a little difficult with the drop downs there. Don't know why. Maybe something for Ped to look at. I don't know. I mean, that said, you know, this tool here that Ped's made is really cool, really useful, really mitigating the sort of early version of the setting up games thing that we have for Chaos. I mean, understandably, they're working on the engine primarily, which makes sense, and then later we'll build the matchmaking and whatnot. It's great the spectate's been put in, but yes, Ped stepped up and kind of built this system which makes it much easier to find games, and it's really cool. But you know, at the same time, it's a piece of code in development, and there are certain things that, you know, are a little bit rough around the edges. It requires a lot of testing. Network programming is not easy, neither is interface stuff. Alright, so will we play? What's going on, Fascinating? Are you going to start the game? Come on, come on. Oof, I'm coming up to the point where I may need a little bathroom break. Should I steal it now and then jump back in as quick as I can? Did you start a match, Fassin? Okay, so they're figuring it out. Still. Alright, I am going to have a quick little bathroom break and I'll be back and probably replay the beginning of this game, but stay tuned, I won't be long. Gollop Wallop 1v1, I think that's probably the one. And stuff has happened, but don't worry, let's go from the start and let's step through 10 events. So, Fassin and Julian. Fassin puts a zombie out, takes a step back, Julian's turn. Julian gets a goblin and ends the turn. Now, Fassin has the Hat of Life, which is based on number of units, moves the zombie up, gets a dwarf. Julian's turn, casts a shield, takes a step up to the north, and the goblin accompanies. Fassin gets 2 mana from the living creatures, and moves up with the zombie. Moves south, and pushes up with his dwarf. And another dwarf. Julian's turn, and we're up to modern day, let's say. Fassin says, I'm regretting 1 minute turns already. I think 1 minute turns are too short. With the, I mean, we all know each other. We're not going to lower your mic, please. Is my mic too loud? Let me know if that is the case for all of you, and if not, maybe worth lowering the stream, because earlier someone told me to raise the mic, so I can only do one of them, if you know what I mean. But yes, so where were we? So that's what's going on. What happened in the last turn? So Julian failed a Shadow Wood, moved back up to the top. Goblin came in, and yep, Fassin got zombie moved in and started moving around. He's doing a long flank with this guy. If that's his intention to go around there, it's going to take a long time, and he got a shield. Sorry about that, Tay-Hoster. Ped says AFK for 5 minutes. Okay, so Ped's away. Yeah, 1 minute turns is just a bit too quick, especially once you get a whole bunch of stuff. So wait, lower your mic. Your voice is quiet. You're giving me mixed messages, Tay-Hoster. I don't know what it. Yep. I'll just keep talking normally, I think, and we'll figure it out together. Oh, it's Tejo. Ah, okay, right. I thought, this is just some random. Of course, it's Tejo, a placeholder. Fair enough. Has someone else got your username? Is that the problem? But that's fine. Okay. Oh, lower physical mic. Oh, we'll like put it down here. I mean, the mic's like over there physically behind a TV. I can make it closer a little, but it's kind of a snowball mic. Anyway, sorry about that. I'll do my best. I'll speak clearly, and hopefully that will sort it out. Because I think if I raise it anymore, it might start clipping. I don't know. The setup could probably be changed a little bit. I might move that from where it is. In headset view. Oh, you mean this? Oh yeah, this isn't connected. Don't worry, I'm just using this for headphones. No. No, my mic's back over here. Anyway, sorry, getting all confused with setup and probably annoying everyone. So let's just play back that turn. Let's step. So the zombie pulls back. The dwarf steps forward. Another dwarf moves forward. Fassin pulls out an eagle. Julian's turn. He gets aggressive with the goblin and the spider, which entangles the dwarf. Julian pulls back, fails an elf, and it's Fassin's turn. He moves up again, freezes dwarf. Dwarf whiffs the spider. Eagle jumps in, kills the goblin, and the zombie moves up. Cool. I'm loving this playback feature. It's making it so much easier to do this. Yeah, sorry Tejo for the confusion. Alright, so what's that? A shield, and it's Julian's turn. I think I'm going to change my setup at some point, put the mic like here instead of over there. I don't think it's helping very much. Or I could switch to this one. Anyway, doesn't matter. Not a big deal. So Julian moves up, goes in for the kill against the eagle. What was the chance of that? Very low attack actually. He's quite lucky to have made it. But it worked out. Now can I go back and click on... one annoying thing about the playback is you can't click on things at the time during the playback. That would be really cool, as in if in the playback you could go and see the percentages. Ah, Julian has a hat of truth, and that was a fake spider. That makes sense. Julian can spam illusions as they die. He gets mana. That's a really good feature. Very cool. A lot of like easy fails going on in this round. It's really kind of harsh. Maybe people are saving their mana for super spells. What's Fassin's Elf Squad? That's a pretty good one. Julian's have got Goblin Horde. I think that one always struck me as quite expensive. I think the Goblin Horde's quite expensive for what it is. Now is he in... He's not in... Oh, he is in range, but it's 6%. It's pretty poor. Julian's turn. He's getting away anyway. Doesn't want to risk it. Fair enough. Now what's Julian gonna do? He's kind of out of units. A fake rat pack would be hilarious. You'd get a ton of mana out for doing that, but that all depends if it's on the cards. Okay, a giant. Fine. I suppose Julian, knowing that Fassin has a Hat of Life, probably wants to concentrate power in small numbers of units, so that Asco and failed for Fassin. Fassin? I don't know how it's pronounced. Is it a name, a username? You tell me much later. I will consistently be wrong throughout the entire stream. So this long flank is gradually happening. It's going to happen, I guess. Is that passable, that rock? Probably. It looks like you could stand on it. Yeah, it's just like the rest of the rock. I think this is going to take a little while. These are all quite slow units in play at the moment, even with projectile. Very curious to see what Julian has. I'd quite like to play as well. I'd hope that the next one is me, but who knows? It's random, or so Ped says. Yeah. So Julian's blocking this path with the giant. Pretty much giant beats out dwarf pretty much every time. Dwarf's got decent defense. Wait, what? Nice hat. But giant's attack and defense is just much better. Julian's gone for the blade, so now he's got a very strong wizard, which is going to be good against these units. So he probably has the upper hand in this fight, in this area at the moment. But Fassin is free to do stuff and is under absolutely no pressure right now. Of course, Julian's specialised in turning situations like this into victories. With the 60-second timer though, I wonder. It is new. I think everyone else has been having much longer timers, and so this has kind of been putting pressure on people. Fassin tried the disbelieve, which would have been kind of cool. It's kind of smart in a way, because he can understand the reasoning, presumably, why Julian might make an illusion for mana. But in this instance, he's actually gotten the real dragon, and Julian's killed the undead unit. That's pretty important. Of course, that dwarf has a really good chance to come up and destroy Julian's gear. Does Julian not care, or has Julian got a spell follow-up to kill the dwarf? Because That is his biggest threat right now. The fact that it's going to kill this gear, because that's the dwarf's ability. Is that random chance, or does it always happen? I don't know. Well, Julian's made that moot. He's blocked it with a spider. Spider's got a great chance against the dwarf, at least to hold it in place. And it whiffs against it, and Fasten has got to do something. What's he going to do? That missed, so he didn't manage to kill the giant, which is probably to be expected, to be honest. Is he going to move back to defend his wizard? Because that spider could potentially move around. Oh, this is our first mega spell, isn't it? Elf squad? Or was there a mega spell earlier? I don't think there was. Beautiful. That looks really good. I'm hearing people move around in my building. Okay, so he's pulled back with the dwarf. But Julian's putting the pressure on with the giant. And the dwarf's not going to be able to get away. The spider has entrapped the dwarf in a web. Julian can probably go in and kill it, but that's a bad idea because look at this. Like he's going to have to do something about these guys. This is great. This is really good for Fasten. You could probably quite easily kill this 338 shots or 313 shots on Julian. Really put the pressure on. If Fasten can have some like close range security. That's a good move by Julian. Didn't work out there. He's getting a lot of mana for the living units now. Maybe he should just stay put and just take the shots. I would probably kill that spider as quick as I could. Oh, he has. He did a triple magic attack. That's a great move. Now you can concentrate your fire on that elephant. I would probably take the shot with the dwarf first. Oh, the elephant died in one. What was that, 20% chance? 2 14s on Julian. Makes sense to do it. What? Oh my god, amazing. 14%. Nice. That was, well, I mean, Julian did a random 20%, so getting a random 14% just ups the ante even more. Amazing. That was a great, great fight. That was pretty funny. So, was it 4-2 to Julian now? In the Wallop? Yeah, bit lucky indeed. But, you know, you made the right call. You were safe throughout and played very solidly. So, Fasten, you did great. Julian's looking for a game. And it wasn't me. He's not. He's looking for a game, but I don't think he's found me. Oh, it's Teo. If you're watching the stream, Teo, you're up. You are going to be the next contender. Witsy says, redeemed my car crash performance. Well done, Fasten. This will have to be the last game. Julian's going out on a winner. Won't get to play, never mind. That's fine. I've been quite happy to cast the entire time. So let's see if Teo can at least bring it to 4-3. Alright. So let's leave the game and go to spectate menu. See what shows up. 865 he says. Gollop is probably the one I want to watch. See what Teo's got. Good agility, crap magic resistance, good attack, good defense, staff of growths. His mega spell is Shadow Forest. Maybe somewhat disappointed with that. Julian's got Staff of Law, Elf Squad, in contrast, much better. Although weak boosting. He has good defense. So good luck, Teo. We'll see how you get on. And also, I'd be very curious to see what your hats are. Shadow Wood didn't work. That is too bad. So they've both gone to the north side of the map. And what's Julian going to pull out? Magic Shield. Solid start. And Teo has Hat of Harmony. So Teo's got a really good advantage in terms of the mana building at this stage, because he can force the balance of the game to remain kind of neutral. And that's... Ooh, but he didn't. He went Centaur instead and pushed it in the law direction. That's interesting. Because now Julian's going to be incentivized to push it towards law even further. It's going to make it hard for Teo to gain off of that. I'm not sure I would have done that. That said, this is a good aggressive unit at this point. I don't know if he was lucky pulling that out, or if he spent a lot of mana on it. But either way, it's there. It could be an illusion, of course. We do not know. See what Julian decides to do with this. Lion. Yep, Lion's good, and he pulls back. Still gets 5 mana for the neutrality-ishness of it. Law +9. He's pumping the law. Very strange. He's gone for Magic Bow. Tara doesn't really seem that keen on the effect of his hat, which I find quite puzzling. Or maybe he's just got terrible chaos spells or something. But yeah, I'm quite surprised by his behaviour, I have to say. That said, having a bow is very good. Perhaps he just favours the ranged type attacks, and his current setup is going to beat Julian's current setup as it stands, unless something else comes out. Of course, something else is going to come out, but we're just going to see what. So, what would Julian do to deal with this? Undead would be great against a Centaur. Unfortunately, Teo has that bow, so maybe a mount would be good. Goblin, yeah, that could work if you do a big rush down. You have to kind of overwhelm his units. Sending the line out by itself, I'm not sure I would have gone with that. And again, it's strange that Julian was the one who decided to pull out the Chaos unit, which gives Teo more mana in this particular stage of the game. Interesting play. I suppose it would make more sense if I could see the decks. Lion has a lucky miss. And if Teo doesn't move away, he's going to be in range of the Lion. Presumably that's what that attack was aimed at. He can step away and shoot, or he should double step away really and be out of range. The Lion will have a free shot on the Centaur, I think. But he didn't shoot, so he hasn't got line of sight. The Lion can move up and hit, I think. Up the Goblin goes. I think it's in range now. He gets a shot. Oh, is Teo going to go down? This is kind of tough. What can Julian pull out? I'd put the pressure on at this point. I would just send as many quick units as I could in there. An Eagle would be great. Zombie I wouldn't have done. Not at all. No, I don't think that's the right move. Because Teo, if he has a chance, if he's still alive, if that zombie approaches, he can just shoot it from anywhere, pretty much. And it's going to have to go all the way up. Now, an Eagle would be lovely at this point, I think. Or a mount. Yeah, I don't think I would have cast a zombie. And that also moves the balance towards Chaos. And Teo gets more mana points for the Harmony. Now Julian has the Hat of Truth, which is another difficult one to use. As I've said before, you could rush the blob, hit it, and that would deal with that entirely. It's gone, so that's the blob dealt with. But yeah, this zombie's going to be useless for ages. I suppose he could spend a long time going through here and prevent Teo moving out, but he could just shoot it. I don't get it. This is where I would pile pressure on if I could. Skeleton, that's a decent unit. They never do bad, pretty much. Skeletons are Probably one of my favourite units. Up there in top 3, I would have to say. Just really versatile, nice and cheap. Rat Pack. Ooh, that was lucky. Rat Pack's a good idea. Although Julian's going for an undead balance. I guess Julian favours undead a lot. So really you should come out with something that's going to counter it. Now you've got access to him. But this is, everyone's arriving one at a time, which is going to make it much easier for Teo to deal with it. I'm not sure that's how I would have done it. Again, fast units, something that's going to be able to kill rats easily, put the pressure on. You know, a lion would be really good right now, an eagle would be really good right now, spider, neutral beasts, if you can pump the mana into them. Hellhound's great. Julian loves the undead. It's a good idea. I mean, there's not much that can kill it except for Teo's bow. Julian doing illusions on cheap stuff that doesn't matter. It makes total sense, and he's getting 3 points for it as well. Teo could be tempted into disbelieving something, but he's gone for Shadow Forest. Now, how big is the zone on that? Because he could put something next to Julian and take him out with it, couldn't he? Or at least make it very difficult to approach him. Of course, none of them can do a single thing against the undead. So, kind of slows him down, but doesn't really help in the offense side of things at all. That zombie's going to take a free swipe. That skeleton's going to take a free swipe. And the Hellhound will too. There goes a tree. And the wizard's frozen. I think, yeah. I think maybe it wasn't even necessarily undead that Julian was going for, but he was trying to get the chaos up so that he could more easily pull out a Hellhound. That's probably what it was. I think Julian's strategy strongly at the moment centres around the Hellhound as an aggressive unit, and it makes sense why. I mean, look at this. They can all pile through Shadow Woods, no problem, and you can just reach across the map, freeze someone, and just ruin their day. I think Julian's playing this pretty well, actually. I thought at first he was going quite slow, but I think he's just going for a more solid game that isn't going to be decided on a coin flip. So Teo's in real trouble now. He's got a bunch of trees and a couple of rats, neither of which can do anything. He's going to need to pull out something like an Emerald Dragon, even that though can't do much. It can kill the Manticore, fine. It can hit Julian, possibly. But in the meantime, he's going to have to dodge projectiles from this guy. He can't do anything about these guys. It's a difficult match. It's going to be a difficult match for him. Emerald Dragon's real. Julian felt he had the time to test it. Witsy wanted to disbelieve the dragon on his turn, but the spider was causing him bigger issues at the time. He wonders if the dragon was real. Now, probably, if you watch Unstable Voltage's coverage of this later, you'll find that answer out, which will be cool. Alright, so Julian's striking at trees. And sort of just maintaining a healthy distance. Teo's turn. Still stuck, petrified. But he can still cast magic, which is cool. Failed a vampire. Vampire would have been very good for him. It would have been some answer to the undead problem. But it didn't work out. See if his dragon can do anything useful. I would fly directly to south with the dragon, I think. Get up on these high cliffs and in range over here. Try and take Julian out, but Julian could easily counter with a subvert or a bolt or a blob. Very difficult. Look at that skeleton. Okay, cool. So that's where I would have gone, as I say. Can he take a shot from there? If he can. Alright, so Teo is now out of paralysis. That's good. That helps a little bit. Although, of course, Julian can just take straight up another shot right now. It will not be hard. and that at close quarters is a kill. It's very strong in melee, and Teo's down the dragon, which is hard. It's a hard thing to come back from. That probably, probably cost quite a lot of mana, unless he was very, very lucky. Well, he dodged that, which was also lucky. And the skeleton's moving up. This is going to be a difficult situation to deal with. Wait, did the skeleton move up? Was that what I saw? Nope. Tip. So zombie went up, took a shot. Yeah, skeleton moved up. Julian cast Pegasus. And Teo's turn. What was the chance of that? Probably quite low. Range attack of 2 versus a defense of 4. 33%. Oh, it wasn't even real. Oh, that is so ballsy. Julian, you motherfucker. That's great. Alright, Julian's turn. So, Teo lost a bolt on something he could have disbelieved. I wonder if he's wondering what else is fake at this point. It's very rare to see a Pegasus used as a kind of support unit. Usually you're on it, but their defense isn't amazing and their attack is terrible. So you wonder what they're for, really. I think they're kind of good mount backup though, so if someone kills this with a magic attack and you got a chance to move on to another one, you can, and I've seen that before as well. I think Obsidian does that quite a bit. So Julian pulls out a spider, makes sense, it's good. A lot of speed, can get around here, and I think he's in range already of Teo. Skeleton can get there very quickly too. Teo's got another magic bow. The range is the same, but the attack is stronger, and presumably if he's got a shot he'll take it at the skeleton. Who knows though. Rat can have a shot at the spider for 20%. Could do worse. Skeleton's gone. Don't think the rat has the mobility now to get over there. I probably would have tried that before I moved in with Teo, but there you have it. I think Julian will probably make the kill on this turn. Just have the feeling that's going to happen, because the Manticore can fly right in. He can blob, he can bolt, he can bite, and there's the sword. So he can cast and then attack. He's got the height. Teo knows it, and he's dead. Very good game, very good game. GG. That was really fun to watch. And fun to commentate on. Hope you all enjoyed that. I certainly did. Some outstanding play by Julian. You think he wins, what, 5-2? Was it? 5-2? So, yeah, that is an impressive result. I think something... I think the neutrality thing was maybe too powerful as a hat, although people didn't use it that effectively today. And I think the truth thing, I would even give it another mana point per disbelief, so like 5 is what it's at now. I put it on 6. But there's, you know, there's balance, things to address, and I'm sure Julian's going to have a look at. Julian says, I have to call it a night, as do the others, I think. So Julian says, I was using a lot of illusions there. I bet they were all fake. Well I suppose we'll see later on. But thanks to all the players, thanks to Julian, thanks to everyone watching, and yeah, see you next time. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap the stream up now, and go off and do something else, maybe make dinner. Okay, see you all next time. Bye. There's a button, there's a button, there's a button, stop the stream. Boop.